We are going to call the Warren City Council public hearing. And Mr. Rossi, would you like to explain?
Thank you, Vice President Flasher. The city is in receipt of application material from Taco Y Tequila Warren LLC regarding its request for a city resolution in support of its application to the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board for the transfer of an existing liquor license from Spring Creek Township into the city of Warren. The receiving facility is to be located at 115 Ludlow Street. The purpose of this public hearing is for City Council to hear comments and concerns from the public regarding Tacos Y Tequila Warren LLC request for a resolution. Action requested: receipt of public comments and concerns regarding the proposed liquor license transfer. And representatives from Taco Y Tequila are attending the meeting via Zoom.
Thank you, Mr. Rossi. And I'd like to let everyone know in the audience that City Council will be in listening mode. We are here to hear. And anybody who would like to share on this topic is welcome to come up to the podium. Do they have to state their name and address for the hearing? Please state your name and address when you do come up to the podium. And with that, if anybody would like to come up, the hearing has started. Is there anybody with the entity that would like to speak here today?
Attorney John Knox here. I didn't know if members of the public had any questions, or if you wanted to hear from us first, or.
Why won't you go first? And if anybody has questions, they can ask.
Sure. As the application indicates, my client Tacos Y Tequila Warren LLC, which is a newly formed LLC, comprised of two brothers, Juan Gurubel and Ramon Gurubel, who are very experienced restaurateurs. They own a number of restaurants that specialize in Mexican food in the state of Ohio and New York State. And they have a restaurant in Pennsylvania, in our county, Erie County, in Girard, known as Pueblo Real, the same name that they're going to use hopefully here in Warren County. And they've been in business several years. The restaurant in Erie County, in Girard, has a liquor license, as do all of the other ones. They've been in operation in Erie County with that restaurant since 2022. They are in good standing with the PLCB, and there are no outstanding issues with the PLCB, and have been good corporate citizens. They hope to do the same in Warren County at 115 Ludlow Street, which, as you may remember, is the old, what's the name of it? Mama Jane's, I believe, which I don't think had a liquor license. I think it was really a breakfast joint. But there's certainly adequate parking for that restaurant and the restaurant that they intend to open. I believe about 95 parking spaces. Their restaurant, they intend to have approximately 20 tables. They are going to have about 10 to 11 seats at the bar as well. Their hours are going to be 7 days a week, opening Monday through Thursday from 11 to 10, Friday and Saturdays 11 to 11, and on Sundays 11 to 9 p.m. They were seeking a Sunday sales permit, obviously, because of that. They are not seeking an amusement permit for performance of music or other types of entertainment at the restaurant. My unofficial measurement to other nearby licenses in that area, as I indicated on the application, shows a Days Inn, but I can't really confirm whether or not that's an active liquor license. Their website for Days Inn there, I think it's 210 Ludlow Street. Depending on where the property lines are, and I'm just using Google measurement, I estimated it at about 490 odd feet. It could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less. It appears that there's a restaurant there called the Allegheny Grill. The website makes it look like it serves liquor, but my search on the PLCB Plus website does not reveal that that is an active liquor license there, but maybe it's in some other name or whatnot, but I don't see a liquor license for that address, even though their website seems to indicate that. In terms of any other gathering spaces or institutions nearby, there is the Betts Jackson T-ball field approximately 675 feet away. But those are really the only two gathering places that I think might implicate some consideration here. Um, that's sort of the general overview. We certainly welcome any questions or concerns anyone has.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have both the brothers participating by Zoom here, Juan and Ramon Gurabel. They are the sole members of the LLC, Tacos y Tequila Warren LLC. And incidentally, just for point of reference, that's not the same LLC that owns the liquor license in Erie County. That's Me Jalisco Erie LLC. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anybody in the gallery or on Zoom who wishes to comment on this matter? Does anybody on council have any comments?
Just public meeting going. You can ask the question. I thought when we got the agenda item. Yes, it is.
That's fine. All right, hearing none, we're going to close this public hearing. We're going to open up the regular meeting of the Warren City Council. All rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. We
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sir, please call roll.
Yes, Ms. Flasher,
Here.
Mrs. Casey,
Here.
Mr. Cashman,
Present.
Mr. Gilbert,
Here.
Mr. Champlin,
Here.
Mr. Villela.
Present.
The Mayor Workman is absent. We have a quorum with 6 members in attendance.
Thank you. We have some members in our gallery this evening. I'd like to recognize everyone here. And I'd like to take this moment to open the floor for anyone to comment on anything that is not currently listed on the agenda. Hi, Ms. Baker, would you please come to the podium?
I would love to come up.
State your name and address, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Elizabeth Rabel. I reside at 407 Poplar Street in Warren, Pennsylvania. I am also the chair of the Planning Commission. I'm here today to talk about the RDA meeting last week. That was on Wednesday, June 10th at 1 p.m. It was a special meeting. I attended this meeting. I have a couple of things to say about it. I just want to say that the meeting was a complete disaster, and I think it reflected very poorly upon the city, and I think that it needs to be addressed in a serious way. I think that something like that really cannot happen again. I know for a lot of people that were at this meeting, members of the public that were there for maybe the first time, this is probably their first encounter with a public meeting at the city. And that is not the way that it should be handled. And I felt bad about that. There's 3 things I want to talk about. The first thing is that even though there were several people expected at this meeting, that the meeting was held downstairs. And that room has a max capacity of 24 people. So I do think that it probably could have been some foresight that room was not appropriate for the meeting. There were people turned away at the door. There were people that were locked out, including a member of the press. And there was at least one person after being turned away left, and they didn't get to participate or be there for that meeting. His name is Tyler Abbott. He wrote later on Facebook saying he wished he had known that we were moving it to a larger room so that he could have stayed and participated. So I think to me, this is not an ideal scenario. We did eventually move up here to council chamber when it became available. Before we moved up, the second thing I want to address is that we had some city staff just behaving out of line and in a disrespectful way. We had Jessica Trumbull through a small temper tantrum in response to being asked to let people in. And later, when she realized that she was being recorded, she asked people to not record her. So right off the bat, that is a violation of the PA Sunshine Act. There's the open meetings law, is 65 PA CS 711. Any person attending a public meeting has the right to record it. And it is inappropriate for city staff to tell people that they cannot record. I suspect that she probably realized that her behavior was out of line, and that is why she did not want to be recorded, but I do think it was inappropriate that she made that request. The third thing that I want to talk about is that chairs and vice chairs need to be trained in sunshine laws and also Robert's Rules of Order. It is a liability when we cannot accurately and appropriately navigate these public meetings, especially when the stakes are really high. If we don't know what to do, I fear that we might make mistakes, and it's just not an efficient system. So as the chair of the Planning Commission, I am asking City Council that we be given some training on these topics, because I just think that everyone will be happier and, it'll be much more efficient.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we move on the topic, is there anybody else in the gallery that has anything to add to this topic?
Yeah.
Okay, one at a time, come to the podium, name and address.
Thank you very much.
We will address your comments once everyone brings them.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks.
Ron Peterson, 225 Liberty Street. I'm also vice chair of the Planning Commission. I would agree with everything Elizabeth had to say. The meeting was a complete disaster. It should have never been held in that small room. I'm not sure why it was. Perhaps the city wasn't expecting anybody to come because the meeting was a special meeting and there was very little notice given to the public. I still can't find it on the website. Some other people made the same comment. I would just hope going forward that we could have a little more mutual respect. The city leaders should respect the taxpayers. And after all, we are paying your salaries. And it took quite some convincing to get that meeting moved from that small room to up here. Really, that's all I really have to say. Mutual respect. The city should not be behaving in the manner they are, punishing people or going after people or targeting people or anything like that. So I would just hope going forward we could do better. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. We appreciate that. Anybody else? Please. Name and address, please.
I'm Doug Hearn, 111 Willoughby Avenue. As a former member and treasurer of the Warren Redevelopment Authority, I feel compelled to offer some perspective as this discussion continues. I also want to be clear that my decision to resign from the RDA was based on personal and private reasons unrelated to the current marketplace project or any matter presently before the authority. Out of respect for those involved, I do not intend to discuss any reasons publicly. My resignation has not changed my respect for the RDA, its mission, or the dedicated individuals who work on behalf of our committee. Having served in the role that I did, I understand that the redevelopment discussions and negotiations are rarely simple. The RDA has a responsibility to balance opportunities for investment and preservation with its obligation to protect taxpayers and long-term interests of the city of Warren. These conversations also involve legal, financial, and practical considerations that are not always visible to the public. While it is natural for people to feel strongly about the future of important community assets, I believe it is important that all parties are given the opportunity to engage in thoughtful dialogue and good faith negotiations. I want to give a little history. One point that I think may have been lost in some of the discussions and some of the things that I'm reading in social media is the purpose of the request for proposal process. The RFP for the property on Pennsylvania Avenue was developed to protect all parties involved and to ensure that public assets were handled through a fair, transparent, and consistent process. It was publicly advertised and available for many months before the marketplace group finally submitted its proposal at the end of 2025. Any organization, whether a local nonprofit, a regional developer, or a national development firm, would have been required to address the same questions, provide the same documentation, and satisfy the same requirements. That consistency is not only good business practice, it is essential to maintaining public trust. It is also important to understand the structure and the role of the redevelopment authority itself. The RDA is an independent authority, separate from the day-to-day operations of the city. Its members are citizens of Warren who volunteer their time in service to the community. They are not compensated for their work. They carry out this responsibility because they care about the long-term health and future of the community, and they are bound by fiduciary and legal obligations to act in the public interest. I continue to support the city of Warren, the redevelopment authority, its staff, its leadership as they navigate a complex situation. Redevelopment projects often involve difficult questions, differing opinions, and extensive due diligence. That is part of the process. While reasonable people may disagree on outcomes, I believe the community is best served when discussions remain respectful, factual, and focused on solutions rather than accusations. Warren's future depends on responsible stewardship, professional negotiations, and a commitment to treating every proposal fairly. Those principles should remain at the center of the conversation. I thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hearn. Wonderful. Anyone else from the gallery? Anybody from council want to comment, questions? We very much appreciate all the comments made here today. Ms. Rabel, to your point, we have been in discussion with solicitor today. We are looking at doing a Sunshine Act training. We can definitely include the vice chairs, local RDA, whichever you prefer. I know council and some of the city staff are also going to be taking that training. So there is a mutual understanding of what the Sunshine Act is and how it functions to ensure that this doesn't occur again. We've had many conversations about the communication and how things are to transpire. To Mr. Peterson, your point, the reason why I didn't start up here was there was a training booked in this room at that time. albeit does not justify what happened, but just for an explanation, this room was occupied when the meeting started, therefore that's why it had to come up later once it grew. I think typically it does start here, or at least has the ability to start here. Knowing that there's a group coming, unfortunately, the schedule does not allow for that. We are not going to solve this evening, but I just want you to know that your points are heard. We are in discussions. Obviously, the mayor is out, and when he returns, he'll be part of this as well. And we will just continue the process of training and discussing, and we cannot thank you enough for all of your work. And if there's anything further that you need to discuss, by all means, feel free to reach out to myself, to the city manager, or anyone on council, and we'll be more than happy to talk further.
Thank you.
You're so welcome, Mr. Peterson. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do have a question, however.
Yes, ma'am.
When there has been a some such, I can't talk, a violation of the Open Meetings Act, what happens after that?
I'm going to just refer to the solicitor. I don't know if I'm not aware of any occurring. Do you know?
Are you referring to a specific incident or just in general?
Yes, I think many of those incidents that occurred at this RDA meeting this past Wednesday on the 10th certainly seem to violate the Open Meetings Act. So I'm just wondering, you know, what we do when we witness a violation.
So I was not there, so I can't really speak to the specific events that happened last Wednesday. Generally speaking, if there is a violation, there would be another meeting held at which everything was in order and all the requirements of the Sunshine Law are abided by. And then that same action could be taken at that subsequent meeting.
Okay, so, you know, if I witness such violations to the Open Meetings Act, is that something that I file a report with at your level? Or how do we move forward with this information?
Well, you could contact, if this was something that happened at the RDA meeting, you could certainly contact the chair of the RDA, give them an opportunity to investigate and correct that. Otherwise, there's a formal complaint process that needs to be followed under the Sunshine Law.
You know, is there any liability when it's not reported and there were violations?
Liability on the person who fails to report, or?
Yes, correct. The person who fails to report, or people that witness these violations and do not report.
I suppose it could be, but that would be on a case-by-case basis.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you all so much. Hearing no other comments or questions, we're going to move on from this topic. And we're going to move into a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. Okay, we have a motion and a second of Mr. Champlin, Cleary. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? 3B, motions to amend the agenda and statement of purpose for said amendment.
Make a motion, we not amend the agenda as presented.
Second that.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you very much. Number 4, approval of the minutes of the May 18th, 2026 regular meeting in our packets.
We'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ms. Cleary, did we get any correspondence this past month?
I do not have any.
Yeah. Okay, and this evening we have the pleasure of having members of our Tybout house here. We have a guest presenter, Victoria Boehmer. Is that how that's pronounced?
Yes.
Wonderful.
You got it.
Hey, excuse me, Madam President, I hate to interrupt, but would you like my 2 clients to remain on?
So your client's item here is going to be our business agenda A. It's directly after this presentation. So
Right.
it wouldn't have them stay, but we are almost to them. And then once we're done, they can scoot on out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Boehmer.
Well, good evening. I'm Victoria Boehmer. I own Tybout House, which is at 117 Market Street. So we do a lot of different things at Tybout House. A lot of people will say, well, you're just a yarn store. We do more than that. We do everything from sheep to finished product. and all the steps in between. We do a lot of education. We work with local farmers, so we get their fiber processed and then we sell it. So we have 100% Pennsylvania yarn that we make. This is alpaca and wool here from Pennsylvania. Actually, this is Pittsfield, where that's coming from. We also have our own line of hand-dyed yarn that we do right there in the shop that I do with my children. My children are very active in the shop with me too. We're a PA Wild juried artisan for our hand-dyed, so that's why you see all this colorful stuff there. We also are very active in the community and the fact that we do a lot of different donations, and we do like the shop hop bunnies. I don't know if you guys remember, some of you do. I know there's a pink one floating around City Hall from last year. So my ladies donated their time and materials and made 22 different bunnies this year that were all around the city. So we do that. On top of that, I also wear a second hat here in Warren, where I am partly in charge of the Explore Downtown Warren, our Warren City Merchants Group, where we're trying to create a vibrant community to bring activities here and let people know. So I work with Susanna Klein. She's kind of our boots on the ground. We have Piper Van Ord from Allegheny Outfitters. She's doing all of our website work, which if any of you have done websites is a ton of work. And Anna Marie, she does almost all, like 99% of the social media, which is also a ton of work. So I'm just going to touch on this because I know Randy said he's going to get into more detail later. So right now we have our kids bingo card, and I brought some so you can see. I don't know if you guys had seen them or not. This is our activity that started June 1st. It runs to September 7th. And this is a big community event. Everybody worked together. The city worked together. The Warren County Chamber of Business and Industry, the Visitors Bureau, and all the local businesses worked together, including Worley, who donated all the prizes. That's what this is if the kids get their bingo. And we picked 25 activities. Some of them are purchases, but some of them are free. Do you like hitting the button for the train? So some of them are on your honor, which is okay, but we want to get kids and families into our community. There are so many different things that you can do here in Warren, and we're trying to bring them in, not just to the city, but to the county too. So our main focus is the city, but we have been expanding because bringing tourists to the rest of the county brings them into us. Whether they're camping or eating at restaurants outside, they all come in at some point in time or another. So that is another hat that I wear. Like I said, we do so much there. We do that, which comes out of it. We also work with the Warren County Fair. So I have the premium books and I help people do their online entries. So we're kind of in full swing for that. And we get a lot of people to make stuff and come. We do the adults classes. We do kids classes. So here's an example of a kids class project. I was just trying to grab stuff so you can kind of see some of what we do. We help people make garments. We work a lot with the textiles. So here's an example. This is all art designed by me, knit by me, hand dyed by me. But it just is an example where we want everything tailored to the people in our community. We do have people that travel from multiple states in to see us. So yarn stores are something that people seek out, which we also have a PA Yarn Quest that's going on for the entire state right now that we're participating with and helping. Yeah, I don't know. We do a lot. Are there any questions?
I have quite a few, but I'll save myself for last. So I don't know if anybody counts, anybody in the gallery, does anybody have questions for Ms. Boehmer?
I had a question. You talked about local yarn. Does all of the yarn that gets made locally go through your store, or do you represent a way that local yarn gets distributed through the nation and the world, or?
So right now, what we have is on a small, so northeastern Pennsylvania, we have, or northwestern, not northeastern, sorry, northwestern PA, we don't really have a good outlet for making our own yarn. So right now I have to send it to a mill in central PA. We are currently working on, and I've been participating, and we have gotten some funding for bringing a mill to our area. Okay. We think we might have a location, fingers crossed, not disclosing anything. But we have been working hard on trying to find a place. Right now, what we do sell, most everything I sell is local. We're branching out into online so that we can distribute farther because we are a niche economy. And we want to make sure we can reach everyone we can, expand our base. So we're working on that. It's a lot of money and it's a slow process. So on top of everything I do, we're trying to, like I said, sourcing the equipment. I've been talking to other mills. The United States has lost a ton of fiber mills in the last 2 years. So there is used equipment floating around. We've been looking at, can we get that? How big of a building do we need? Water is always an issue when we're talking textiles. So that's another consideration is, what do we want to do with the water that you use and the processing and the waste management of the water? So there's a lot of pieces to that. But we want to keep our farms here. So I also work with a lot of the farms that do in New York and Pennsylvania. How do they take care of their animals in a way so that their fiber is worth top dollar? And then how do they have an outlet for it? Right now, for most of them, I am the outlet, but I have several I've worked with that have on the farm shops. And that way they can directly sell, or they go to festivals and sell their product. So that's another branch of what I do.
So would a mill be a new business? I mean, does that employ a lot of people or, I mean, I think of the mills I knew about in Connecticut, they were huge.
Yeah, those are giant. I would love to do that. I don't think, yeah, the ladies are laughing because we all process fiber from hand. So we know, like I share my own sheep with my sons. And right now there's no way we could jump into that. We don't have the capital. To do a mill that size, we really have to find a big facility. So what I'm doing is what would be considered a mini mill. Not what we do currently is like a micro mill, so really tiny, because I have a lot of equipment out of the shop for cottage industry purposes. So no, it would employ, I would think 3 to 4 people would be the goal. Until you expanded it. In our area, we would have to be heavy on the online sales because you also, the hand processed or the small batch goes for a more premium because we're looking at breed specific. We'd be keeping heritage breeds. One thing that makes it unique in my position is I know all the sides to it. So what you see a lot in the textiles is you have your shepherds who work with their animals, but they don't use the end product. I am a shepherd. I have processed it all and I use the end product. And I can get all 3 of those branches to talk to each other to come out with a good product. So this mill that we've been using has a good product. We're going to tweak it a little bit because it needs to be finessed just a little bit more to be even better for the end user. If you've got the best, they're going to come find me. Like I know that. They already seek me out because they come from multiple states for me to train them because there aren't that many people that do what I do. So, for the fiber production side, I also am a level 1 master hand knitter. So a lot of people come for my hand knitting skills. And no, that's not my original training. My original training was in teaching, but this is what we do now.
Mrs. Keith, I have 2 questions. You mentioned being a PA Wild's jewelry artisan. I know that's quite the extensive process behind it, but how does that benefit the Tybout House and you as the PA Wild's member?
So it allows us to have a larger reach. I'm going to say that I have not leveraged it as well as I could have. So we've been doing trainings actually to launch onto their website, which is where we'll be launching with our new parrot line. So we have a whole line that goes with showy parrot. And it helps get into a larger audience. Does that make sense? And then We also do a local Warren line, so we have our Warren brick colorways and our hemlock, right? Those are kind of us, right? And those are in all of our seasons. So we have the 4 seasons of Warren, and then we've had other ones that come out of it. I don't know if I grabbed Sunset over the Allegheny, but we do a lot that are named here that are inspired by our local area. And the PA Wilds is just gonna let us branch out more. So, yeah, different resources.
My final question, I mean, one of the best products that you have there is obviously your chocolate. I'm a frequent flyer there, but you want to briefly talk about that too? The other products that you mentioned that you have.
Yeah, so I work with 20 different local artists and farms, and I have their finished goods in the store. But I also have a 6-foot old-fashioned chocolate counter, so you can come and pick your pieces. Gertrude Hawk is our supplier, and it's fabulous chocolate. So, and yeah, so people come in and say, "This is what I want," and we put it together for them. And a lot of gifts are done that way.
Not a question, but more of a thank you for coming tonight and sharing all about your business. And then additionally, thank you for your participation in the Downtown Merchants Group. It's been great to see that group put out a bunch of awesome events and to see that momentum grow.
Yes, we're very excited. And we have a lot of stuff for fall already being planned and next year. So yeah, fingers crossed our passport works. So.
I just have a couple questions, I guess. Do you offer like private lessons? Like, I know you do classes, I'm assuming. Do you do any, somebody?
We do private lessons all the time. In fact, we've been shifting more and more to private lessons because everybody's schedules are crazy. So what we found, most of my days consist of clubs or private lessons. And that way, and we do a lot of families together too, and we work a lot with the homeschool community. So I homeschool, so.
Amazing. Yeah. And are you able to purchase the sweaters that you've made? I was peeping the one you made and I was like, thank you.
No, but I will teach you how to make it. Most people can't afford my finished good rates.
Right.
But I will gladly teach you how to do it.
And with that being said, do you want to explain to anybody in the room who maybe doesn't know, how would we get in contact to schedule an appointment? Do you have a website? Do you have hours?
I do. I brought rec cards if you want them, because it's all written down, because most people don't remember between now and, by the time you get home. I do have a website. I do have hours. You can email me. You can text me. I'm there Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 5. If I'm not there, Lorinda graciously covers the store for me, or one of the other ladies will step in. So stop down. And we're all over. We do demonstrations. We were just at the Dragons and Fairies Festival because we're always trying to get the youth up and going. We're very much a multi-generational. When you come in and you see a group, you walked in the one day, Randy, it was kind of like, oh, there's a whole group of people sitting there working on projects, and they're all ages. So that's good. It's also good for a community. It's a healthy network for people. And it's a little bit of a way to people have counseling and a good rooting and a grounding here. So yeah.
Thank you so much. Are there any other final parting comments or questions?
Did you say your hours are only Saturday?
No, Tuesday through Saturday,
Tuesday.
11 a.m. to 5
You want to
p.m.
give
Yes.
cards, we'll run them at least for having. We'll
Yeah.
leave you with some.
If you're not interested, it's okay. Like, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. But we do, like I said, a lot of education pieces. How do the textiles affect your body, your health, the properties of wool, cotton, natural versus acrylic and polyester. So
Chocolates and sweaters, where can you go wrong?
I know. Lots of activities. I think our next event is, well, some will be at the Chautauqua County Fair, then we'll be at the Warren County Fair, and then we'll be at the Kinzig Heritage Festival. Then I do a big festival on the other side of the state. So we'll be busy. We're always talking.
Thank you so much. And I have to echo Mr. Malola's sentiments as well. We very much appreciate it. And one last call. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
We will get out of your hair.
All right. So now we're gonna head into our business agenda, Mr. Knox. Our first item here is proposed resolution intermunicipal liquor license transfer. Mr. Rossi?
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The city is in receipt of an application materials from W. John Knox Esquire on behalf of Taco White Tequila LLC regarding its request for a city resolution in support of an application to the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board for the transfer of an existing liquor license from Spring Creek Township into the city of Warren. In accord with guidelines for the transfer of an existing liquor license between municipalities located within the same county, the city held a public hearing prior to this meeting. Council's decision either approving or disapproving the application must be stated in a resolution. The criteria to be considered in accord with guidelines established by the action of City Council in April 2001 have been provided for council's reference. Action requested, council's consideration and motion to approve or disapprove the application and authorization for council vice president and municipal clerk to execute the corresponding resolution. Enclosed application materials as provided by W. John Knox Esquire, legal counsel for the applicant, license transfer procedure, proposed resolution, approving and indicating disapproval, and the PLCB advisory notice number 19.
Thank you, Mr. Rossi. Is there anybody in the gallery or on Zoom that wishes to comment or question this particular item?
Where's the original liquor? Just curious where the original license is coming from, if it's being transferred.
That's the Deer Head Inn.
You had that in Warren?
Huh?
No, Spring Creek Township.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Any other questions in the gallery? Okay, we'll move into council. Does anybody have a question for Mr. Knox or the brothers or anything else involving this topic?
Mr. Knox, this is just a curious question though. When is the anticipated opening? Because I'm getting anxious.
Me too. Me too.
As well as a number of my friends.
That's great to hear. We are as well, obviously. As soon as possible, the next step, if you deem this to be approved, we'll go right to the PLCB with the application, and we put in our application to you within 90 days, but we hope it's much sooner than that.
As far as an approval for the liquor license, but I'm talking about the opening of the facility.
Juan, I don't know, Juan, or you or Ramon want to speak to that? If you want to unmute. I think you're still muted, Juan.
Unmuted.
All right.
There we go.
There you go. You can speak now, Mr. Knox.
Juan, do you want to speak to that?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Do you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, how you doing? My name is Juan, and I'm Ramon's brother. So, yes, so, we was thinking to open maybe 3 months, probably. We were just working in the building right now, but we don't want to open without liquor license. So, it's a hard question to ask, but we want to maybe take at least 3 or 4 months so we can finish, because our plan is to make something nicer, like a new nice bar and a nice dining room. I don't know if you guys ever see one of the other places what we got around there, but we do in the walls nice murals, and that takes like 2 months, so we can get somebody that can come in from California and get it done.
Amazing.
But yeah.
Does anybody have questions? Mr. Grubel?
Mr. Grubel,
Yes.
How many employees do you think you will have here locally? And at least at the initial opening and for the first of your operating period, will you or your brother be in the community? Are you
Yeah.
do
Yes.
that?
Yes. So we're thinking to have like around 8 to 10 workers, and yes, me and my brother is going to be there working, and we all married pretty much. We all three brothers together. So we maybe bring all the family to come and live there. We pretty much we got a house now there, so we about to move to Warren.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're more than happy, especially if you bring tacos. All right, so we've talked, we have a motion or a second.
Make a motion that we approve as presented.
I'll second that motion.
The motion is second. Any further discussion? Ms. Leary, could you please call the vote?
Yes, Ms. Flasher,
Absolutely, yes.
Mrs. Casey,
Yes.
Mr. Cashman,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert,
Yes.
Mr. Champlin,
Yes.
Mr. Valella.
Yes.
Motion carries with 6 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you, Mr. Knox, both Mr. Grubels. Thank you for being here today. We've passed, so you're free to go if you so choose, but you're welcome to stay and listen.
Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. They look forward to
Thank you.
being part of the community.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Item 7B, proposed removal of sidewalk, 37 Glade Avenue. Mr. Rossi.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Timothy Leitenberger, owner of the vacant parcel located at 37 Glade Avenue, submitted a request for the authorization to remove the sidewalk located in front of the property. The sidewalk terminates at the northeast property line and essentially leads to nowhere. The sidewalk is in a deteriorated condition and must be replaced or removed. Given that the sidewalk does not serve a residence and there is no connecting sidewalk in the vicinity, it is city staff's recommendation that the property owner be permitted to remove the sidewalk. City code as it pertains to the installation and maintenance of sidewalks does not provide authorization for any staff members to authorize the removal of a sidewalk. Therefore, it is requested that council authorize the removal of the sidewalk at 37 Glade Avenue. Action requested. Council's consideration and motion regarding the authorization for the property owner to permanently remove the sidewalk and level and seed the area located on the property at 37 Glade Avenue. Enclosed property owner's request, aerial view of the subject property and photos evidencing that there is no adjoining sidewalk.
Thank you. Is there anybody in the gallery or on Zoom who wishes to comment or question this particular item? Hearing none. Anybody in council? Open comments or vote?
Make a motion we approve as submitted.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Ms. Leary, could you please call vote?
Yes, Ms. Flasher,
Yes.
Mrs. Casey,
Yes.
Mr. Cashman,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert,
Yes.
Mr. Champlin,
Yes.
Mr. Valella.
Yes.
Motion carries with 6 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. Item 7C, proposed ordinance, police pension plan, killed service benefit. Mrs. Byler.
Thank you. As a third-class city, the city is required to administer its 3 pension plans in accordance with the provisions established in the third-class city code. To ensure compliance, the plans are audited by the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office every 2 years. In several recent audits, the city has received findings of non-compliance related to the absence of a killed-in-service benefit provision in the police pension plan. The killed-in-service language was removed from the plan in 2013 through Ordinance 1822. This action was based on Pennsylvania's Senate Bill number 369 of 2009, which amended Act 101, the Emergency and Law Enforcement Personnel Death Benefits Act. Under that amendment, the Commonwealth assumed responsibility for providing death benefits to the surviving family members of police officers killed in the line of duty. Although the Emergency and Law Enforcement Personnel Death Benefit Act provides a state-funded lump sum death benefit and monthly payments equal to 100% of an officer's salary, the third-class city code still requires municipalities to maintain killed-in-service benefit provisions within their pension plans. The state benefit does not eliminate the city's obligation to provide for this benefit under its own plan. Following the city's most recent audit, staff consulted with the city's pension attorney, Brian Gabriel of Campbell Durant PC, who advised that the killed in service benefit language should be reinstated in the police pension plan to achieve full compliance with the third-class city code requirements. Failure to address this audit finding could result in continued compliance violations, potential reductions in state aid allocations, and the denial of benefits to eligible members and their beneficiaries. Accordingly, city staff recommends approval of the attached ordinance to reinstate and establish a killed in service benefit within the police pension plan. Action requested is council's consideration and motion regarding the proposed ordinance providing for a killed in service benefit in the police pension plan. Enclosed is the proposed ordinance 1822, and an excerpt from the most recent Attorney General's audit report.
Yeah. Is there anybody in the gallery who wishes to comment on this agenda item?
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Peterson.
Is there a killed in action benefit for firefighters?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so, thank you.
Great question. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Council, questions, comments, or motion? Mr. Cashman?
Jessica,
Yes.
as I read this and that, you're putting this in, but it's at no cost to the city because the state takes care of all that.
Basically, yes, but the Attorney General's office has told us we still need to have language in there.
Yeah, it just seems to be redundant to me.
And that's why it was originally removed, but they just keep fighting us on the audit, so
Right.
it's better just to have it in there, but yes, there should be no additional cost.
I understand. That's what I thought.
Any questions, comments, motion?
Have a motion, we approve this submitted.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other conversation? Ms. Larry, do you please call vote?
Yes, Ms. Fleischer,
Yes.
Mrs. Casey,
Yes.
Mr. Cashman,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert,
Yes.
Mr. Champlin,
Yes.
Mr. Valala.
Yes.
Motion carries with 6 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. And 7D, appointment to the Parks, Recreation and Landscape Commission, Mr. Holt.
Thank you, Ms. Fleischer. William Bunk, the third, has submitted an application to serve on the City of Warren Parks Rec and Landscape Mission. And the city staff's recommendation that Mr. Bunk be appointed to fulfill a vacant term expiring on December 31st of 2018. This appointment will then bring the commission to a full roster. Action requested is council's consideration motion regarding the appointment of William Bunk III to the Parks Rec and Landscape Commission for the remainder of the term December 31, 2028. Also enclosed is this application with some additional information. Does council have any questions regarding that?
Thank you. Does anybody in the gallery or on Zoom have a question about that? Okay, hearing none. Anybody on council?
I have two.
Mrs. Casey?
If Will Bunk is, voted to be on, who is coming off, or who is he the person?
Duncan
Sugan.
Sugan.
Okay.
He was there and he was there for a couple of years and attended a couple of meetings.
Okay.
So it's to fill his term.
Were there any other, second question, were there any other applications that were submitted?
No. And we had the paper.
Any comments, questions, or motion?
Make a motion that we approve. Yes, presented.
I'll second that.
Any other further discussion? Ms. Larry, please call vote.
Yes, Ms. Fleischer,
Yes.
Mrs. Casey,
Yes.
Mr. Cashman,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert,
Yes.
Mr. Champlin.
Yes.
Mr. Valala.
Yes.
Motion carries with 6 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. All right, so we're into item 8, committee updates. We'll start with the comp plan task force, Mr. Rossi.
Yes, thank you. The comprehensive task force met on June 9th. Topics that were discussed. We received a report from the Explore Downtown Warren City Merchants Group, which Victoria talked a little bit about in her presentation. Along with the bingo cards that she talked about, Upcoming events for this group is a fall festival running from October 2nd through the 3rd. They're also talking about possibly in conjunction with that, having a scarecrow or business decorating contest. In the fall, they are looking to bring back either their Sasquatch hunt or a reindeer find. They will also be participating with the chamber for the Christmas parade and Christmas walk. And First Fridays started in June and will run through the fall festival. Also at the meeting, we had a report from Advanced Signs. Our kiosks and wayfinding signs are done. DPW is making arrangements this week to go to Pittsburgh and pick them up. And once time permits, they will be installed. So hopefully, I'm not sure if all of them will be up before the 4th of July, but hopefully we can get at least a couple of the kiosks up.
That's wonderful. Do you think you could let us know on maybe the date they're being installed, so if anyone on the council might be on and watch get placed? That'd be great.
Not a problem.
We've been talking about these signs for as long as I've been on council, I feel like, so it's nice to see it come to fruition.
Also, we talked about the Rib Fest, which starts next week. Setup will be next Wednesday and it will run then Thursday through Saturday in the downtown on Liberty Street. We received an update on the mural that everybody has been watching on social media. And the comprehensive task force is now looking at some new projects to take on that will further enhance the comprehensive plan. That's it.
Those are great updates. I've heard a lot about the Rib Fest. A lot of people are asking me details about it. Like, where is it located? Everyone keeps thinking that best. I'm like, no. It's right on Liberty Street where it's supposed to be. So
It says so right in the name, Downtown Rib Fest.
but you are very excited about it. So fun.
Randy, I don't know if you know this answer or not, but at one time, I believe we approved a mural of Chief Corn Planter on the American Legion back end of their building.
Yes.
Do you know
I don't know what the timeline on it is because the artist that's going to do that is currently doing the mural for downtown.
She already put corn planter up.
Yes, so she's got practice in painting corn planter.
Right.
So I think the Legion's hope was to have it done sometime this summer.
Okay.
I'd like to make a comment about Rib Fest too. If anybody, I appreciate the city staff that has stepped up to help us out that day, and it's a tremendous amount of work, 3 days, and the logistics that go behind it. So I can't thank them all enough. But anybody on council would like to join in volunteering at the beer tent, which is everybody's favorite duty, we would gladly welcome extra council.
Exactly what the volunteers do. They have to sample the product.
You can sample. Yes. You and one for the public, absolutely, but
As
yes.
long as you stand.
Yeah. So it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and we have plenty of open shifts throughout the day, if anybody would like to volunteer.
Who would they reach out to if they were interested?
You can call me.
Okay. Wonderful. Any other questions, comments? Mr. Yurcik, do you have anything on the front development?
The city is continuing to hold regular meetings with the planning consultant and the local stakeholders. And is continuing to develop concepts for what that area would look like.
I know with the mayor being out, the on-site presentation has been kind of pushed. Is that still on the peripheral for when he returns? Something we can accommodate when the weather?
We're gonna talk about that this Wednesday. We have our second meeting this Wednesday. We did not have one last week. Various reasons, so. It has not fallen off. I'm not sure we're gonna wait that long. We're gonna talk about Wednesday, and I suspect we might have one before it gets back. My guess, but we'll certainly know well in advance.
Any questions on the riverfront development? We'll move to COG. This meeting was held 2 weeks ago, and we talked quite a bit. The visitor bureau gave their regular report. Standard business, the EMA, I keep reading hearing, so I might need your help with this. They did, the baby pods. And of course, reported that we've been given some pods and they were getting installed, so we'll have pods in some of the rigs in the county. Is that correct?
The fire chief can expand on that.
The pods will be for inter-facility transports, and then there's another component of the neonate mates, which will be one for every ambulance service.
Amazing. Amazing. We also discussed the benefit that happened for emergency services, and that was very well attended. Most of what we talked about is business as usual, so we get the meeting minutes in our email, so I won't belabor it too much, but we did have quite an interesting report from Warren Work, so I'll segue into that and then pass it over to you, Mike, for any additional context. They did provide us with the Warren County bucket list. I believe these were in our packets. If not, we have them here somewhere.
Yeah, the bucket list and education bureau.
And so these are available all over the county. This is put on by Warren Works, and it's the must-do activities, local favorites to savor, outdoor gems, and signature events for people who are coming in to visit, or if you're local and you just want to spice up your life a little bit. These were all crowdsourced from public input through a series, I believe, surveys and conversations that Warren Works has done either on Facebook and different campaigns. So they are organic. So as new ideas come in, these will be updated. Mr. Champlin had already given us a good update to pass on to Jenny, and so the Prairie Art Museum would be a great one to add. They also talked about the manufacturing matters and just getting businesses scheduled. I think I mentioned this a couple of months ago that they're working on a series with Erie News Now to do just brief segments on manufacturing businesses, both big and small, over the county. So if you know of anybody, they were doing Elwood, yep, and
That was great.
so they're always looking for new ones to continue the series. And that's all I feel is relevant. I will mention in case we have any hikers out here, but Kinsey Point is open. And it's great for you.
The only other thing to add is the bike trail did get resurfaced. So there's been blacked up there, so you can ride your bike and not get shaken at dust anymore. That was most of it.
Anything to do about the extension of that bike trail?
There is, Josh got some monies to do an extension. It wasn't very far. It was only like a mile, I think, or like a mile and a half.
Yeah. Josh.
Yeah.
Talked about it briefly, so I don't know anything broken back.
Yes, he was asking, they are.
It'll be extended from the state hospital to the mall, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think it's even more than 2 miles.
No.
It's a mile and something.
It's just up to that.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, just see
He,
people walking up.
and he got some funding for that. That was in the press probably a month ago.
The other thing I want to mention that we talked about COG that was also Warren Works related is that they are working on a welcome package for incoming employees. So as people come into the county, into the city, work, play, live, whatever they're doing, to have a package of information to help make their transition a little easier, letting them know. I honestly don't know what they're gonna have in it, but I know it's useful and it's in development at the moment. People get you, Mrs. Casey, but I think that was the only other Warren Works item that I had that I think is relevant.
They're working on the trolls too. Trying to get a couple of trolls in the Warren County, Keene County, a couple, so they're trying to get some.
Like under a bridge troll?
No, troll is a tourist. A troll is a. Tourist. It's a large art sculpture, looks like the troll needs to come and visit it. It's a tourist.
Amazing.
I've seen a couple of presentations, I'm sure the folks that have seen presentations. But other than that, that's
Our next meeting is July 1st at the Meade Township Municipal Building at 7 p.m. And I know we talked about Warren Works. I don't know if you have anything further to add or expand on Warren Works at all.
Meeting tomorrow at 8 a.m. with the Economic Development Council. And then the executives committee meeting will be the following Tuesday. At 8 a.m. this.
And they're on Zoom as well. Is there any questions about COG or Warren Works? Okay. Department reports. We received those in our emails. Any comments or questions on those?
Comment.
Yes, ma'am.
To the police chief, and it's about the e-bikes, and I know that we had talked about that off and on, but I wanted to say thank you. I saw you, people out there patrolling, and I know I'd gotten comments when I was down there, at the city, and that they appreciated uptick in surveillance of it, so I don't know if there was any further expansion on how you've seen that effort going, but I wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. For getting after it just like we do every other summer when the weather breaks. Prior to Mr. Wells's initial email, we had already been out doing it. So just the weather's nice again, so stand by.
Keeping on. I was actually mowing my lawn the other day and I had the blower kind of sitting on the edge of the sidewalk and an e-bike came back and yelled at me because I was using the sidewalk and I was in there right of way apparently. And I just thought that was funny and your face popped right into my head, Chief. So. So thank you, Ms. Casey, for highlighting that.
Have we established ordinances to set speed for these things or any? I mean, if they're on the streets, I guess they have to obey the speed limit. But,
Yeah, you answered it. Speed limits on the streets, and then I've passed out that micro mobility sheet to council a handful of times. It lists the different vehicles, I should say, and different specs that make them legal or not.
Do you think you should share that back out? I don't know if Mr. Champlin was on council that time. Do you still have that by chance?
Oh, yeah, we can
Share back out?
we can get it back out.
I think I have 3 copies of that.
Okay. That'd be great.
We can, if you email it out, chief, we'll give it to them.
We can do that.
Any other questions, Mr. Champlin?
no.
All right, we also have the approved minutes with boards and commissions. Are there any comments, questions on those? And the most important part of the agenda, adjournment.
So moved.
Well,